here's the thing that gets me about the Foles thing is not the impact on the playoff game, but it's the impact on the Bills. You ready for this? I know, pray for me. All right, I'm going in. If I'm Philly and there's anybody in the league that wants Nick Foles, I'm trading him, right? Mm-hmm. Wentz is your guy. So insert backup quarterback, who cares?
Yeah.
So would I rather have a $27 million Kirk Cousins with $36 million against the cap, right?
Mm-hmm.
Or would I rather release Tyrod, the $6 million that I saved by not having his roster bonus, I spent on Nick Foles, because Nick Foles is $6 million next year. So would I rather save money by getting rid of Tyrod and bringing in Nick Foles, and then I could still draft a quarterback, and now I'm even. I could draft a quarterback at 21, acquire Nick Foles, and I'm even for the money they're spending on Tyrod. I'm straight even. Would I rather do that as an organization, or spend an exorbitant amount of money on Kirk Cousins and still have to get rid of Tyrod? And now I'm spending 35, as possibly as high as almost $40 million to clear out the quarterback and refill the quarterback position. So, what would you? Yeah, I do. So what would you rather do as an organization? Let me be real clear. I'm not championing going out to get Nick Foles. I'm just saying that strategically and financially, a move like that makes sense. You go out, you get a veteran quarterback who is going to be fine.
That happens to be a lot of
the way.
That's a lot of the head scratchers, though, is what I'm saying, though. Like, when fans try to look at some of these deals that happen, some of them are done for financial reasons. Okay? Just as you said, you can get Foles here, you're even. All right? You got a quarterback that has a track record, and you're able to break even as far as your bottom line goes, and you could use that money at other places. A lot of people be like, "Oh, I don't want Foles. You know what I mean?" But yeah, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
No, but that's exactly it. You know, like, I have the opportunity to bring in a guy who's going to be fine. He's going to be just fine. He's not going to be great. He's going to be fine. But he's not going to get in the way of a drafted quarterback. So if my intent is really to leave the NFL draft with my franchise quarterback, Nick Foles is a fine answer to me, because he's going to cost me more than $6 million in the free agent market anyway. Right?
Yeah.
The only problem is the Bills don't have a 6th or 7th round pick to trade for him, so you're trading a 5th, which is a little bit higher than what I would be comfortable trading.
Yeah.
But that's where they are. So I'm just saying that there's options out there. My big curiosity is what are the odds that Brian Hoyer becomes a target for the Bills with the history with the OC?
I'm out of
Get
here.
out. I'm just saying, the Bills are going to look for a quarterback. If their intention is to leave the draft with one, it makes reasonable sense that they're going to bring in a veteran who has history with the OC. That is Brian Hoyer. Like, you can't write Brian Hoyer's name big enough in that category.
True. And you bring up a very interesting point that I don't think a lot of people are going to bring up for about a month or two yet. The thing about it, I'm not, and to be completely honest with you, I don't want Foles, I don't want Cousins. I don't want those guys. Seeing the landscape of the NFL and how it's been, you look around the league. We did this the other day. We tried talking with, we were Rich, Drew, Ryan, ICEY, all those guys, and I'll flash all of their Twitter handles just to let you guys know.
It's not deep enough to take all of your regrets. Sober never again, 'cause it's chasing.
We were talking about, can you name your top 10 quarterbacks in the NFL? And after 4 or 5, everyone's list from 6 through 10 was all different.
Not only that, but 1 through 5 looks like they're all ready for their AARP card.
True, very true. So when you look at all of that stuff, there's not that many quarterbacks around the league that are what we call, they term elite. And because of what you've seen in this playoff, I think the alluring thing, like, name one quarterback that wouldn't want to go to Jacksonville right now with that defense and that running game.
Right.
That's phenomenal.
Yeah.
Name a team that wouldn't want to go to Minnesota with Cook, like you said, Cook coming back, and that defense there.
Yep.
Who, Wentz is in a wonderful spot. Jim Schwartz running the show there. Phenomenal. So, I would not be surprised, and we talked about the bold moves that the Bills have done. I would not be surprised if they went to find their guy and just kept building their defense through this draft, at least the first round.
So let me get this straight. I want to make sure that I'm understanding what one of your points might be, okay? Because I don't know if you're meaning this directly, but are
Okay.
you saying that players like Keenum and Foles are going to dilute the market for quarterbacks in the draft because they're seen as guys that you could just get by with? Doesn't really matter who you go get.
Yeah. I mean, there's very few franchise guys that we've seen in the NFL.
It is interesting because you have teams who have quarterbacks diluting the quarterback market, right? So the Patriots did this, right? When they dealt Garoppolo, they had Garoppolo on the roster. They traded him to San Francisco. Well, now Garoppolo's going to be a free agent. He's diluting the quarterback market.
Yes.
Because he was once on one team and was a question mark. Now you have Garoppolo as a free agent. You have McCarron as a free agent. You have Keenum as a free agent. These are guys that they're at the top of your free agent class. You have Cousins, Garoppolo, and then then you have Keenum, then you have McCarron. Like, you have guys that are on the free agent market who either haven't proven themselves yet or were successful this year.
Yeah.
Right? So you think that's going to dilute the draft? Or has a possibility of diluting the draft?
Well, I mean, we talked about it with Tyrod. You gotta make the decision about him for the third day of the league year. Right after that is the free agent market. It opens up like a week later. I think it's like March 11th.
You run into your agreed tampering period.
Yes.
Your legal tampering period.
So, depending on how those guys get signed and where those guys get signed, because we talked about it last week, the top 10, how many of those teams need quarterbacks? And the talent that's going to push the defensive talent down the line, a guy that would be taken 4th is now taken 12th or anything like that. But that being said, you're going to know right away. So what if, let's say that there's 5 teams realistically that need a quarterback that are in the top 10, right? Because we talked about it before. What if 4 of those teams sign a free agent?
Well, I mean, even realistically, let's say 2 of them do, right? So
Okay.
let's say 2 sign a free agent.
Okay.
And they sign, insert name of McCarron, Taylor, Keenum, like insert name,
Yeah.
right? That fits that need, right?
Mm-hmm.
Now, are they still going to go out and get their guy early? Well, it depends on who they sign. If they sign somebody like Foles or McCarron, the answer is yes. They're going to go out and still draft a guy. But if they sign somebody like Keenum's going to cost you $17, $18 million next year.
He will, yes.